What would you choose? To spend all of your free time for 10 years and then retire with all wealth? Or work for reasonable hours a day for the next 40 years and then retire with wealth? And if you decide to start your own business, how would you save up that starting capital that you need for it? This all and even more we're going to discuss with Peppe, which is a great channel on finances, minimalism, and simple living. And I hope you enjoyed this one.
I will say that I started working very early. I'm the son of an entrepreneur, so they were making a good living for me and my sisters. I was not lacking at good living in terms of wealth and everything. How does it relate to deciding to live a simple life? I think that since I started working when I was 10, when you make even half of what an adult makes, and you are like 12. Those are good money for whatever kind of expense you have at 12. And so I grew bored about stuff very early in my life. I understood that things were not giving me any kind of joy. And I was substantially alone because I was not very able to create social bonding.
Do you think that was due to money that you were not able to establish some relationships with your peers?
Yeah, it can be like, it's not that it was so much about money, but when you are into working at such a young age, even if it's just the summer, you have a different view compared to your peers. So the point is, I was alone, but I was with a lot of stuff. That was just terrible. You can have all the thing you want, but it's just hell at the end of the day. So
yeah, I feel like you either have money and no time, or you have time and social life and just enough money to survive. Do you feel like it's true? Or maybe you would feel happier having stuff and people as well?
I think it depends a lot. Now I'm trying to get everything I want in terms of having a social life. Jesus Christ, I still lack a little bit of a social life because being new in Milan, I moved here like 6 months ago. I've not been able to make a lot of friends, also because mainly working from home. And I have some colleagues, but we are a small company, a small team for now. I think that I'm trying to get some social life out of this, especially get in contact with like-minded people and trying to traveling a lot in this period of my life. And money for now in this moment are something that is okay, but would like to make more, honestly, because it's about the option that money creates. In terms of time, I work hard. I work just on my main job, probably a good 60 hours per week. Considering gym, considering working, considering YouTube, you're probably around 90 hours. But if you more or less like what you do, it doesn't not really frustrate you. It is something that you do. They say like you choose the job you like and you never work a day of your life. No, I don't think that is true. Like even if you love the job, you're still having days in which you're gonna hate this. But it's much more manageable if you're doing something you believe in, if you're doing something for yourself.
All right. Do you think that you would be able to maintain this lifestyle till you are dead? Or
no, because am I gonna be able to keep this up until I'm who knows what age? My idea, as I said, would be to create a business around my audience and about financial information, financial literacy, but also simple living. I would really prefer to make half of the money I make as an employee, as a YouTuber, instead of living with the full salary as an employee, because I think that being a freelancer, being an entrepreneur, being something that works for yourself is significantly better. I would not care about making less money because I believe in my ability to make a business grow. So, okay, maybe you accept less money on now, but you can make it grow over time and it's gonna be yours.
Yeah, some say that you have more risks when you start business, but at the end of the day, it's like yours. If you're fired, you are left with nothing. I see now from what you've said that you chose the path of get rich fast. I mean as fast as possible, and then do whatever you want with your business rather than spending 40, 50 years working on a job and saving a part of your money for your retirement. So you would prefer the first part. Would you recommend this to others, or you may say that for some people it's better to work somewhere for 8 hours a day, not that much, but for 40 years till they can retire with some wealth?
School at 21. Holy shit. No, so, okay, I was moving a lot of stuff and something broke.
It's
You
fine.
gotta accept. And if it's the first time.
Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, my fees low. You know what? I'm quite lucky on the fact that I work in so many years in a blue collar job. It happened that I developed some decent handy skills, so I do stuff like this from time to time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, we're gonna cut this, right?
Sure. Or not.
Oh shit, no, please. Okay. I think that, so in my case, my personal case, my dream was to become a digital nomad overall. And this comes from the fact that I was working for my entire life and I have not been able to travel a lot. And this was something that I suffered a lot because a lot of my peers at all my ages were like having trips with their families, and I was not able to have any of this because I had to work and my family had to work. Actually, I do not say that my family owns a bakery. It's probably a bakery that owns my family at this point. So, but between the choice of spending like 10 years of your life into working hard and then retire, or spending more time and a calmer life, probably I will pick the first one. So. Because I'm that kind of person, and especially due to the compound interest of finance. But I guess that there are people that I would prefer a more steady life, working less hours, having more of a social life, having more of a partner and everything like that. I'm in a position in my life in which I do not have partners. I consider that something productive in this sense as well, because I think you gotta be in a good shape to handle a tough life.
Yeah, I'm asking because I'm personally very curious in this topic, because about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, I read a book that changed my life, like that changed my mindset. Maybe you read it. It's called The Millionaire Fast Lane. The Millionaire Fast Lane.
Yeah, I have it right there.
Yeah, and so my perspective shifted quite a lot from, okay, I'm gonna do what I like, but I will save up something for retirement, maybe buy some property investment, and then live off of that. Then I said to myself, okay, so my lane is building a business and becoming wealthy, maybe working really hard, and then like retiring at 40, let's say. But when I started doing this, I don't know, I could not make myself work more than 8 hours a day. Maybe I'm lazy, maybe I don't have that work capacity, let's say. Maybe I'm not trained enough to do that. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I realized that I'm so unhappy every single day when I work more than like 8-9 hours. When I started to think over it, I was thinking, yeah, maybe 10 years I'll be depressed, and then I'll be like free of that. Yeah, I have like 10% probability of that. But is it worth like giving away my young years to being depressed, to sacrificing my family? Is it really worth it? And at the end of the day, I was thinking that maybe not that much. Maybe I think that working till I can would be fine if I work reasonable hours, if I fill my day with things that not only make me happy but also make me fulfilled, which means that like I'm not depressed. I feel like I invest in this world, because with work, if I have to do something, I don't feel that I invest in this world. I don't feel that I do something good, because I myself feel horrible. So now I'm kind of between two sides. Yes, I do want to retire at 40, like everybody does, but I'm not ready to work 16 hours a day. And I don't know, it would be interesting to listen to what our viewers think. So if you want to say something about your choice, let us know in the comments. It would be fun to read, because for me, it's for now not a decided thing. So I'm still thinking about it.
I think that there are some different definition of work. Like you can work on your business, you can work, like you do freelancing video making. I can understand that probably you, after 8 hours in front of the PC, you are burned out. To work so many hours is much more about being able to manage not only work in front of the PC, but also working work that can be not strictly related to that. Like we are a remote first company, but we also have a co-working space. So from time to time, I meet my colleague and we discuss strategy, we discuss how to do stuff. There is also another thing that is important that I noticed when I was doing freelancing, and it is that working alone for longer hours is terrible. At least it was for me. Because I can imagine that even with a physical colleague in the same room, like saying some stuff, cracking some jokes from time to time, it makes working much more manageable, even for longer hours. You gotta try try to diversify a little bit what you do in terms of work if you can. Try to change your working space from time to time. Try to appeal to your level of energy. It's obvious that you're gonna do the most focused job at the beginning of the day, like in the morning and in the early afternoon. Then you're probably gonna leave something like managing clients, discussing with clients, emailing, or having calls with clients for the afternoon.
Yeah, regardless of what people choose to do, build a business or work like 9 to 5 to save for retirement, we all need to, at some point, save some money, right? For business, you need like starting capital. When you work from 9 to 5, you need to save for retirement or maybe for things that you want to experience in your vacation. From the point of view of the person who always had some money, how would you recommend to save $15,000 a year? If I aim for that goal, let's say I make $3,000 a month, how would you recommend me to save $15K to invest in whatever I want, either it's a business or a retirement plan?
It's a little bit different if you assume to invest through 1 year, but the majority of investment can yield, 10% per year. So it's not going to make a lot of difference. I would say the first point of saving is always having an income that allows you to save. That it might be simple, but it's not always like that, especially if you live in big cities like Milan, like London, like Paris, and so on. Like the starting salary of a lot of people, at least in Italy, not always allows for you to save money. And probably for the majority of people, saving more than €100 per month is probably gonna be unthinkable. If you have an income of 3,000 and you wanna save 15,000, it should be like to
1250.
You gotta try to find a way to live with 1,750. For other people, cannot be doable. You gotta review your expenses in terms of groceries, because oftentimes we spend a lot of money into stuff that you don't really need. Also in terms of food, a lot of people also spend a lot of money in eating outside.
Guilty.
Big goal that they make. Yeah. You can cut off.
You said you live in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. You said you live in Milan, and you say that it's an expensive city to live. Then why don't you move?
Because my current job forces me to be here, because I manage a relationship with financial companies. There is also another point of view that is that fact that these kind of cities can offer you more opportunities in terms of career, in terms of salaries. A dead-end job, this kind of city can be very tough, because you're gonna keep your standards as low as you started forever. Another thing that you can do to save more money is to find another job, another sources of income. But you're gonna end up working more hours, and not everyone wants to accept that. So I think that for saving, you gotta review your expenses, you gotta review your habits, also your subscriptions, because from time to time we are attached to subscriptions such as, Netflix can be an example, but maybe we do not use it so much as we imagine. Food, transportation, you can decide to avoid, for example, owning a car in this kind of city, because it really burns a lot of money and is not exactly needed, because public transportation is working very well.
Good.
I personally started to save a lot of money when I stopped drinking alcohol too. That makes a difference, because you're gonna opt for a soft drink or water for the majority of time, and in that case you're gonna probably save a good 40% over drinks whenever you hang out.
Yeah, I feel like some people feel like there's some magic pill to saving money, like there's a piece of advice that you're told and suddenly you've got 15K a year saved. But no, it's as simple as that. You've got to maybe break down your goal, as you said, and work toward it by cutting out some expenses. Do you personally budget?
Yeah, I have a budget. I discussed this also in one of my videos. So for example, whenever I receive my salary, I put out some part of that is more or less my monthly target in terms of saving. And then I manage myself with what is remaining. I started using cash. That is not always accepted, but it allows you to manage your money with much more intention, because using, for example, your card, your phone to pay is fun. That makes paying almost like fun. And also there is another concept that is the pain of paying, that is related to the fact that whenever you pay with money, with cash, you're gonna switch your bills in exchange for something. While whenever you pay with card or with your phone, you do not have the impression impression of giving anything back in return.
I would also add that like the key to breaking any habit or gaining any habit is to be aware of what's going on. My biggest turning point in my savings, in my intentionality with my purchases, came when I started to simply write everything down and keep track of every single penny I spend. Knowing what exactly I spend on which helps me a lot in terms of like, I know what I'm doing, and this makes my mind more intentional about it. Okay, this question just, I don't know, is very popular throughout the internet because it makes us think. You said that you had some money in your childhood and you like making money and you like having it and you would like to have more. So, can money buy happiness if we all strive to have some?
I think that it depends by your definition of happiness. In my case, I do not like stuff. As I already said, I got bored of stuff very early in my life. So I do not envy people with the big cars, with the big houses. Like, I live in a room. I've been better living in a room than I've been living in my building, in a building that was home. My definition of happiness is more related to freedom. The freedom of waking up and doing what you want. That's it. Doing what you want, being where you want. And not be forced to be in a place or being forced in a job that you may not like. In my past, this freedom for me was cut off because I had to work in my family business among people that I didn't really like it. So if your definition of happiness is related to that, is something that can be solved through money. There are some other people that have a definition of happiness that is not related to money. People that lost a parent, people that lost their significant other. Money is not gonna do anything. Like, money solves money problem. Being enslaved in a job that you don't like, being in a position you don't like, and doing something you don't like is a money problem. Being a person that you don't like, and that is another horrible thing, is not a money problem. It's you that need to work on yourself. When you're a piece of shit, you're gonna be a bigger piece of shit with more money. You're not gonna be a better person with more money.
Yeah, that's really thought-provoking. Who you are is not a money problem. All right, Giuseppe, tell me please where my viewers can find you.
I started doing YouTube something like 4 months ago. I think it was July. And I have a channel called Peppe, and I discuss everything that is related to finance, personal finance, minimalism, and trying to live a simpler and more meaningful life.
Okay, so guys, come to his channel and check it out for yourself. I thank you very much for talking all finances. It was really thought-provoking.
Thank you for having me.
So go ahead and check his video with me on his page, and I hope you enjoyed this one.